All are not safe.
And the question is, are black mothers talking to their kids about racism? This is the obvious reaction, and this is what I would expect from, let me say, every mother who has a black kid in the United States. You need to mind who your children are hanging up with. I think everyone should be worried at this point, especially if you have a black child who has white friends. And I'm not saying that everyone is going to be evil. There's a risk of generalization. And right now, to be honest, when I ran through the comment section of this girl who came on the internet and said that she was invited for this hangout, I don't know what the event she was invited to, and she came on the internet in doubt, asking if she should go or not, because she was just, I think what reigned in her mind was the situation with Nolan Well. And now the question is, are you guys talking to your kids about racism?
If you're not a black girl, then just scroll, please. Or you can stay. So, I'm new to the school, and this white girl on my cheer team invited me to, what she said? It was a fire pit. What was that thing? Was it? Okay, she invited me to her bonfire that she's having today night. So, I don't know. I've known her since Monday. It's Friday. She's on my cheer team. She's my flyer. She's really nice, sweet. She's, you know, she doesn't really give bad vibes. But she said, you're invited to the bonfire. If you would like to come and meet some more, people in the school, they'll be there. And then she said, no, the only thing I'm worried, she said, they might not be your people, but if you would like to come, I'll send you the address. What do you mean might not be my people? Wait, it might not be, or I don't know. It's a new school, so I wanted to, know everyone. I wanted to be like a mutual friend, but 2 people already told me not to go or bring somebody with me. But I don't want to bring somebody with me that I was invited to and they weren't, And then I asked her if there were going to be any other girls on the cheer team there, because there's girls on the cheer team. But she's like, blank and blank might go. So I don't know. Should I go or no? I practiced today from 3 to 5. And then she said the bonfire starts at 7. So I don't know. So my black girls, just tell me if you would feel comfortable going or no. I don't want to discriminate, and I don't want to assume anything, but I also don't want to feel uncomfortable or unsafe.
Today, we're doing Kiss or Slap. Whoever can get the phone will get an iPhone 11 Pro Max.
No, I don't want to listen. He's gonna find it, okay? You dumbass nigga!
This upsets me so much. This upsets me so much. What are you guys doing? Seriously, what are y'all doing? Why are y'all there? Did your parents know where you guys are? Because seriously, after the last month, after everything that we have seen over the course of the last month, and y'all are voluntarily going out of your way to put yourself in compromising positions with people who couldn't give less of a fuck, she showed you that by using that word, and no one checked her. All those people who heard her, nobody checked her. Y'all are not safe. I had to take a minute to get myself together. Y'all are playing with your lives. Y'all are playing with your lives. Playing Kiss or Slap with a bunch of white girls as a black man, as a dark-skinned black man, they're not gonna look at you as a kid. They're not. You playing a game like that with a bunch of white girls, racist white girls at that, I need y'all to start using your common sense. I need y'all to start going back. Like, clearly, we're not doing enough outside of school, because they're not going to teach our kids this kind of stuff in school. They're not going to teach the full story of Emmett Till. They're not going to teach this stuff in school. You as a black boy cannot play games like that. Because a game like that, the way that ends is them playing with your life. We have already seen over the course of hundreds of years that they don't give a fuck about y'all. They don't care about black boys. They don't care about black men. They don't care about black people. You've seen how the state of Mississippi is already trying to cover up the Nolan Wells case. What are we doing? Why are y'all there? There's nothing funny about this post in the slightest. And I really hope that after all of the views that has now gotten, that your parents are now like have been made aware of y'all's, whatever is going on. I would hope and pray that your parents have had conversations with y'all and y'all are just being fucking stupid and doing what children do. Because I can't imagine any black parent in the United States right now. I can't imagine that y'all are not having the conversation with your kids after what happened to Nolan Wells. I'm refusing to believe that. I'm refusing to believe that. But I need y'all, young people, I need y'all to understand something. No one is going to protect you more than you. No one is going to give a fuck about your life more than you. So you need to guard your life like your life depends on it, because it does. Those are not your friends. Those are not your friends.
I've always said I would rather live a bitter reality, knowing that it's a reality and this is what it is for me, than living an illusion of reality. Getting to live with the people that you know that they are oppressing your own people, like live, like some would even take videos. Be worried about the safety of your child. Are you talking to them? Tell them the truth.
I made my stepson and his friends sit through this conversation on FaceTime. I think every white parent should do this.
They went on a boat and he died.
Yeah, you guys see this? Okay,
Yeah.
I'm recording you. Is that all right with you guys?
That's fine. Yeah.
Okay. So he went, it was Nolan Wells, and it was in southern Mississippi off of Horn Island. And he was 18, and he was the only black kid out of a group of white kids.
Right.
And it wasn't a missing, it was he got left, and they had like his phone and his keys and everything, and they went back and they ended up finding him on that island dead. Okay. So I didn't know what you guys heard about all of that, but I wrote something down, and I think this is important for you guys to hear. I need your attention for like 2 minutes, and you can go back to your day, okay?
All right.
So I'm going to read this off. Being a parent is scary no matter what, but black parents in this country carry a specific kind of fear that white parents like me do not have to carry the same way. It's not that they love their kids more or worry more, it's that the odds are different. Statistically, young black men face higher rates of violence and higher rates of dying in situations that get written off, dismissed, or never fully investigated. Now, I don't know the statistics, but I just know that it just doesn't happen like it should for white kids and white parents. And I understand you guys are adults, but I'm just talking about family, parents, friends, loved ones, wives, girlfriends, you know what I mean?
All right.
Black parents know that if something happens to their son, the world might not take it as seriously, might look for reasons to even blame him. And let's be honest, the news moves on faster than it would for a white kid in the same situation. In a fair world, have fun should be all that needs to be said, but we're not in a fair world. This is not a scare tactic or a guilt trip. I'm not saying anything just because you happen to be white or you happen to be white. I'm white. I mean, it just happens. You know what I'm saying? Because his parents or loved ones are carrying something, yours and mine don't have to. They have an extra burden because they always have to worry about their sons, let's be honest, more than we do as white parents. So I just have a couple of quick questions, because I just want to know what you guys would do in this situation if something were to occur. do you guys have any type of plan if something were to happen? Let's say that you and Mason and Dee and a couple people go out on a boat or something like that, and something were to happen to somebody. I'm not talking about here and like, you know, local and you can get to your house in 2 minutes or 15 minutes. I'm talking about if you're out of town, you know, like you going on vacation. Do you guys have a plan of what would happen in those situations so you would not leave anybody behind? And I never would think that you would, but I just want to have this conversation.
We're gonna open a can of whoop ass.
So you're willing to whoop ass for D just as much as you are Mason. And I know your answer, but these are the conversations that white parents need to have with their kids about their black friends or their mixed friends or whatever. They need to have these, because all of the parents that are, you know, like Nolan's parents, they're left with all these unanswered things, and they don't know what to do, and they're not getting the answers they want for him. You know what I mean? A couple things I want to say. Nobody leaves a location unless everybody leaves a location. Okay?
Yes, Mom.
Everyone should have the other parents' or loved ones' phone numbers. So in the event somebody was left behind, that everybody knows how to get in touch with somebody else. Don't be taking each other's phones. Again, I'm not talking about local. I'm talking about, you know, I don't care how old you are. I don't care if you're 22 or 72. Buddy system. Don't leave each other, okay?
Right. Yes, Mom.
If someone is not comfortable, do not brush off their feelings. If somebody's feeling some type of way, don't be like, oh, whatever, just suck it up. You know, no. You're allowed to have the feelings that you have, okay? And if you guys got separated, not talking about just whoop ass, but if you guys got separated, what's the plan? Are you doing everything you can to find him? Calling 911?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna stay out there until we find him.
Yes, that's what I want. So at the end of the day, just take care of each other. I do not care the color of your skin. I don't care the situation.
Right.
Take care of each other. And that's all I wanted to say, because I think there's a lot of parents out here that probably want to have these conversations with their kids. I don't care how old they are. So,
Right.
are you giving me bunny ears? All right, now you can be silly. I just wanted you the guys to lock in for 2 seconds. Love y'all.
This is gonna be a hot take, and it's either gonna get me canceled or people are gonna be like, you're right. So here we go. I'm just gonna say it. Black people have got to stop hanging out with groups of white people. And I mean that. If you're gonna be the only black person in that group, go home. Go home. Because these days, you just can't trust white people anymore. Obviously. It happens time and time and time again. You see one black person hanging out with their group of white friends, and they're like, oh, I've known these guys for forever. We grew up with them. I'm the only black person in the high school or something like that. Especially down here in the South, okay? Down here in the South. Obviously, we realize that these pieces of crap, the white people, will turn on you. They will turn on you quick. So not only do y'all have to be worried about the police, now you need to be worried about your group of white friends that you grew up with. And am I saying every white person's like that? No, obviously not. Okay, but better be safe than sorry, right? And that's a shame. But I just keep seeing it happen. And like over the past 2 or 3 years, especially, if you know what I'm talking about, people have just gotten louder and prouder about it. So really it all boils down to like a lack of empathy these days. That's a whole nother subject though. But yeah, and don't come for me about my hair. I just got them running 5 miles.
One thing my mama always told me is if it's more of them, then you take your ass over there. So those 3 white thugs, those girls who lured that one black girl in there, got her drunk knowing she had epilepsy, and decided to beat her ass, jump on her, then continuously threaten, I'm going to kill this bitch. I'm going to kill her. I'm going to kill her. They need to be locked up. They need to go to jail. And it's not, oh, it's a harmless prank. No, it's not. They could have killed her. You saw them jump on her, beat her, grab her hair, pull her, call her degrading names, and you're gonna say that's kids just being kids and things happen. No, they are thugs. Lock them up. They need to be in jail expeditiously.
I'm going to say this very plainly with as much respect as I can muster. As a white person, don't ever open your mouth again to tell black people to leave the South and go north as if north is safer. Did you know at one point the most Klan members were in Chicago, were in Illinois? There's a reason there's a saying, it ain't just hot in Mississippi, it's hot wherever you be. We ain't safe anywhere. And furthermore, my blood is in that soil. My grandmother picked cotton in the South. My family made the South. Don't tell me to go anywhere. I will fight for my home. I don't run, I fix it. Even though y'all broke it, I don't run, I will fix it.
And I also came across this lady who decided to start a whole black school community, because she's like, okay, I'm more concerned about the safety of our children more than anything else.
God to actually answer and be for you. Okay? Alright, so everybody heads down, eyes closed.
Heavenly Father, thank you for.
Okay, I've been reading some of these comments about my micro school, and honestly, they've made me think. Some people are asking, all black, is that even illegal? Somebody else said, why is it okay to discriminate against people who lack color? And then somebody actually had the nerve to say, I'm teaching racism. So I think we need to have a real conversation. Because what I'm seeing in these comments is a lot of people reacting to the idea of a black-focused educational space without actually understanding why I created it. See, nobody seems to be asking whether these boys are learning. Nobody is asking if they're safe. Nobody is asking if they're reading, doing math, participating in STEM, learning financial literacy, building things, solving problems, or developing confidence. The question becomes, why aren't my children included? And I really want people to sit with that question. Because there are homeschool co-ops, there are private schools, there are sports teams, there are clubs, there are cultural organizations. There are all kinds of spaces created around shared interests, shared experiences, and shared communities. And most of the time, nobody has a problem with that. But when a black woman says, I'm intentionally creating an educational space for the black kids in my community, suddenly we have to have a conversation about racism. So yes, let me make this personal. One of my own sons attended an elementary school here in Princeton. And from our experience, there were very few black administrators and teachers. 2, to be exact. The overwhelming majority of the educators we encountered were white. And let me be very clear. I'm not saying white teachers can't teach black children. They absolutely can. A good educator can teach a child regardless of what they look like. But I also believe there's something powerful about a child seeing someone who looks like them standing in the front of the classroom, someone who may understand their family dynamics, someone who understands their culture, someone who has lived through some of the same experiences their families have lived through, someone who can look at a black boy or girl and see more than a behavior problem, a test score, or a stereotype. That's called representation. And that's part of why I created this micro school. I wanted to create a space where these boys and girls can learn from someone who understands them. Not because I believe other educators can't teach them, but because I believe black children deserve black educators. And here's the part I really want people to listen to and think about. For generations, black families fought for access to schools and institutions that they didn't want us there. We fought for integration. We fought for equal access. We fought to be allowed into rooms that were intentionally closed to us. And now that we've gained the ability to create our own educational spaces, suddenly people are asking, why aren't we included? Well, that's an interesting question. Because I'm not asking you to give up your school. I'm not asking you to remove your children from their classrooms. I'm not taking an opportunity away from anybody. I'm simply creating an opportunity for my community. And I think that's the distinction that keeps getting missed. Representation is not hatred. School choice is not racism. Cultural connection is not racism. Wanting black children to have a space where they feel understood is not saying that anybody else's children don't matter. Both things can exist. Your family can have educational options that works for you, and my community can create educational options that works for us. And honestly, if black children are safe, they're learning, they're growing, they're being challenged, and they're excited to come to school, why the hell does it bother you that they're doing it together? That's the question I really want people to ask themselves. Because I'm not building this micro school because I hate anybody. I'm building it because I love our children. And baby, if that makes somebody uncomfortable, maybe the question isn't why I created this space. Maybe the question is why the existence of this space bothers you so much.
And this is what happens when evil persists. Sometimes people build communities to build strength because of the hatred, because of the things that they have to endure anytime that they mingle. Not to mean that they hate this other group of people, but it's because you've not welcomed them. Some of the evil people in your community are showing them that they cannot coexist. So they have to build community that helps them build strength. And that's how communities are created. So I don't know what you think about this compilation. I felt necessary to bring it here. And the question is, are you talking to your kids concerning racism? Are you real with your child? Are you real? Because it's a reality. It's sad, but it's a reality. And we cannot run from this. Yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is. Of themselves torturing black kids, and it's better than living an illusion of reality. It's better that you own your truth and says, okay, this is where and it's like it helps you be in a space where you'll have to take measures and keep yourself safe. So it's important to have such conversations with your kids, and I'm glad that to even see that there are even some white mothers who are now having conversations with their children, concerning racism and the things that are happening. And whenever there's a whisper about something, when there's something suspicious close to racism, anything that can lead to what we've already experienced, we've lost lives, especially the Noel case that is more kind of recurrent, that is more recent. We are more concerned. We are worried about you. We are worried about your safety.